I have less than a month before I release my game, Project Torrim, but I've been having some major issues with the game's performance. Over the last 5 weeks I've been applying all sorts of improvements to help, from quad trees to pooling, and whilst I feel there's been some improvement, there's still some significant lag I need to address. Last week I said I would look into Streger's Gates' advice to add tooling to time various areas of the system. Along with this, I'm also going to take Rob Lang's advice and look at the profiling tool in Visual Studio to see if I can get a better understanding of where the issues are coming from. So I'll catch up with you when I've done that. How's it going everybody, I'm Lewis, also known as Scaffles, and welcome to the 45th devlog for Project Torrim, my Iron Age fantasy tower defense game. Before I get too far into game development discussion, I want to wish everybody a happy Easter. I know it's not celebrated everywhere, but here in the UK it's pretty big, and with the recent changes to lockdown I'm excited because I'll be able to see some family and give them their eggs in person. Back to Project Torrim. I've been measuring the game systems and profiling the CPU usage to find out what the problems are in the game, and this has led me back to the collision system. The collision system by far takes up the most amount of time, with the CPU profiler suggesting it's about 80% of the processing, which is a lot. Luckily, when creating the collision system I wrote down a bunch of ideas I could do to improve it, so I'm going to work on those now and see how the system improves. It's been a few days and I'm pretty pleased with the progress on the collision system. On the surface the system behaves very much the same as before, but underneath the logic has been simplified. Not to bore you too much with detail, but the system now loops through all of the colliders once, using a clever query insert function to ease up the processing the quad tree has to perform. These changes are great and allow a lot of enemies and towers in the game together, but unfortunately I came across a bug where enemies weren't taking damage. Luckily this was a simple fix, as projectiles were only touching enemies for a short moment, so I switched the collision type from touching to touch start. With the collision system updated and the bug fixed, I've been doing some playtesting. The game seems to lag after playing for a while, and I've done some investigation and I can see the number of colliders in the system is constantly growing. So to finish my week I'm going to hunt down the cause of this and see if I can fix it. It's come to the end of my development week and I'm super happy to announce things are looking good. There was a simple fix for the slowdown issue and the game is now running smoothly. For those interested, the slowdown issue was caused by the Ballista tower. The projectiles weren't being unpooled properly, resulting in misfired projectiles spawning and new projectiles being created. This all built up the amount of colliders in the system and caused the lag. I found this by measuring the amount of colliders the system has with different towers in the game. This resulted in a great chart with Ballista showing a huge amount of colliders, whereas the other towers keeping a fairly consistent amount. Before I get into my final thoughts and plans for next week, I want to discuss Twitch. As originally announced, March is over and so are my Twitch streams. I thoroughly enjoyed streaming my old favourite games, exploring new games and chatting with the viewers. Thanks to everyone that followed and watched, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I will be able to find some more time in the future to stream, but for now it's finished. Turning back to Project Torrim, what do you think of the progress this week? Let me know in the comments below. Personally, I've been playtesting the game now it's running smoothly, and I'm incredibly pleased with how far it's come. I feel like it's been very slow progress over the last few devlogs, but I really want to thank everybody that's commented on them. Your comments have been really kind, motivating and useful. I particularly want to thank everybody that suggested methods to improve performance, as well as people that shared debugging tips with me. Without your advice, I doubt the game would be in the same position as it is now. So finally, I can remove the performance list from my Trello board, and next week I'll begin work on the remaining tasks. These are mostly bugs and items I want to review, but also things I want to consider for the mobile release. Don't forget to subscribe to get notified when I release the devlog on that. I hope you've enjoyed watching this devlog for Project Torrim. Leave the video a like to let me know you did. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.